How's it going, sports fans? This is Guy going solo for now. We've got an update in this video, but for the sake of getting down to brass tacks, we'll be sticking it in the back. If you're interested in skipping straight to that, click in the annotations if we were able to figure that out. If not, guess you're out of luck. Enjoy the rest of the video, and thanks for watching. Alright, so we haven't done a spoiler discussion in a while, but hey, now we're doing one. We'll be covering the rest of them at a later date, but for now, might as well go over the newer ones. Today's theme, Bay and Mecha Bay. So this is our first card, Priscilla, Pursuit of Exploding Flame. Now right off the bat, I'm seeing red-green. Makes me think that it'd be nice to throw her into a Sylvia deck. I've been hearing talk of throwing her into a Yggdrasil deck, but I'm not entirely too sure. Sylvia's mana fixing can make it a lot easier to bring her out, and the fact that you can aggro with a Sylvia build makes me feel as though Priscilla can find a nice place amongst the other cards in that line of thinking, such as Cthulhu and Lancelot. I mean, look at what we have here. She's got Swiftness, she's got First Strike, she's got Target Attack, all really interesting traits, and for another green, she could just swing in for a cool 700 damage with flying. What's more, if she gets punked somehow, then you can hit your opponent for another 500. I actually find that to be pretty strong. Even though she only has 400 defense, I'm not seeing that as even slightly a problem right now. They can waste a Thunder on it, they can waste a Demon Flame on it, and they'll still be taking a decent chunk of damage while being one card down. So I'm not entirely seeing the problem with her having low defense. Especially if you're running a lot of damage, like 4 Thunders, the aforementioned Cthulhu. It becomes pretty clear that they might not want to burn themselves for a lot of damage. I mean, the only card I can think of that won't make her effect go off will be Burn to Cinders for now. This is definitely a fantastic card to have. I don't know how well it will mesh up with the other Priscilla-related cards, but for now, this is definitely an interesting new direction for aggro-type face smashing. Next off, we got the Maribel Resonator, and if her name wasn't nearly awesome enough, she's got 12/12 with Pierce. I mean, my god, that's some insanity right there. And now we also have no excuse to run Paper Thin Dragon anymore. If you want a ridiculous Resonator for Machina to throw down, 3 of these and a March of the Machine Lord is probably going to ruin someone's day. That being said, the fact that she's tremendous and costs 5 of anything could make her splash-worthy in pretty much any deck that I can think of. That and how she can mesh really painfully well with the new Priscilla, now that I think about it. I mean, resting Priscilla to give Maribel First Strike, Target Attack, Swiftness, and Flying? Shut up! Get out of my house! I'm serious. Get out of my house. I don't want you here anymore. Seriously though, I also suddenly want to make Green-Red Machina because this is ridiculous. Lots of love for this new Maribel for sure. Moving on for now, we've got our next card here. We got a Huang Long, the I'm Not a Sacred Beast. Saw this thing in the trailer, and I seriously thought it'd be like Nidhogg or something, but I guess I was wrong. Interesting, though, that we're still getting Sacred Beast support, even though they're, you know, kind of dead. Well, he gave them a do-over, at least. So, Huang Long, between you and me, can you bring back Farion Machina too? They didn't deserve to go out that way. That freaking sucks. Come on, guy. But that aside, being the hefty person that it is, the fact that it costs 6 is a little bit debilitating. Fast-paced games as these are, it'd be awful to have to wait till your 6th turn to be able to throw him down. Especially since Horn won't do anything to make him cheaper, since he's not a Sacred Beast from what I've heard, what I've seen. He's like, yeah, the Divine Beast. Add that to his lackluster stats. His ability would really have to make up for it to make this card playable at all. And it kind of isn't that big of a deal. I mean, for one, he's usable in a Sacred Beast deck, given what his ability does. And even then, a lot of Priscilla decks are typically of a single color. Hardly a bunch of them, so I can see this little guy bringing out a Sacred Beast, like, maybe 1, 2, if you're using Phantom, like the Phantom board, maybe 3, but beyond that, it'd also be just so sad if you wasted your 6th turn calling this guy out just to get Zeeks. I mean, at this point, if they see it once, they're gonna have that Zeeks in hand waiting for it. That and the cost is just, why spend 6 to call Huang Long when you could just pay 6 to bring out Susanoo, or 5 to bring out Behemoth, or, what is that card's name? Blazer. The really scary Blazer. Either Blazer, honestly. I'm just not seeing this card being very valuable from here on out. Now we have another evolving beast, Kujata. I'm surprised they're still trying to keep up with this mechanic. Has anyone used it and found it even decently effective? I mean, which deck would one even use with that? Well, there's Crimson Girl, that would be a good start, I guess, but that aside, being a 2 cost is decent, but to get this guy with full effectiveness, he essentially costs 6 as well, unless you have an ability or something to give him an evolution counter. Something that takes a little time to set up more effectively. In the end, his Duel of Truth thing isn't all that amazing either. I mean, requiring him to have a counter thrown on it is not something I'd want to have to wait up for. I mean, sure, I could probably instantly murder something with him, using an evolution counter and a few rapid growths, but even still, if I wanted something slow that ruined my opponent's board in theory, I'd just throw an Arthur. Alright, up next we have something I'm actually very thoroughly interested in. Typically this would be kind of lackluster card, since it doesn't give much if you pay a green. I mean, why would I run this as a 1? Rather than, like, you know, rapid growth. Get out of here. Seriously, I already told you to get out of my house. That aside, the fact that it can be thrown down for free on a beast makes things very much interesting. So essentially, for free, you can throw down a Behemoth or a Prisia and give them Swiftness and First Strike and then draw a card. For free. This is definitely going to be a staple in a lot of beast-oriented decks. I'm saying this right now. If it's not, someone somewhere is making a gigantic mistake. I mean, who doesn't like free? Next up is this card, Rhythm of Life. I can think of a whole world of 3-drops I'd like to throw down with, and I doubt this is going to be one of them. I mean, for what it does, it's pretty neat, and the fact they could just jump back into your hand if it's blasted is amazing. But while the gain is permanent so long as this card's up, its cost just makes me doubtful. I mean, you can slap it on Prisia, sure, but you're just counting too much on Prisia and this card being alive for a single cost. That, and it's literally telegraphed, whereas instants such as Rapid Growth is not, making more people run straight to their doom. Even so, I sit here and wonder, what are some awesome 3-drop cards that I'd like more? We've got Endless Night, we've got the new Prisia, Medusa. I just don't see this card going anywhere. And for our last card, we have Magic Screw. Now, this is something that I'm thoroughly enthused in. The fact that it costs 1 is amazing. As with Machina, it's just very readily and very cheaply made available for searching. Slapping on cards that are key for Machina's oppression is definitely awesome. I mean, things such as Clockwork Soldier to have an immense turn 2 beef, or using it on a mechanical sprite turn 2 so that she can fly over and swing at you for 900, it's pretty awesome. Definitely a card I see supporting more Machina goodness. Alright guys, that's it for now. Looking forward to seeing more videos and content. Look forward to seeing more videos and content in the near future, especially as we're going to go through all the previous spoilers that we missed, and hopefully Guy won't be lonely. Hey, how's it going, Force of Willies? This is Guy, and this is Guy, and today I've come bearing a few updates. First on the list, we're slower than usual. If you're fans of the channel, you might have noticed that we haven't been posting videos as much as we used to. Technical difficulties and circumstances beyond our control has mandated this for one reason or another. But don't you worry, sports fans, we haven't given up and we'll be trying our best to get our act together and start giving you all the content that you deserve. Second, CC Genesis and other guest stars. Now, as of now, we've been trying to pull over other guest stars and the like, whoever we can, as at our locals we have a plethora of interesting people with even more colorful decks. It's kind of like a shonen, but without 700 episodes. But CC has and always will be a permanent member of the channel now, and as such, we were hoping to get a chibi of his own. So watch out for that. And if you're interested in a chibi of your own, we're not getting you one. But if you're interested in learning more about CC, feel free to check out his channel here. If we haven't figured out how to put it in the annotations, feel free to look for his link in the doobly-doo. Third point of the status update, Guy has been going through some changes. It's kind of weird, but we're all probably going to get used to it someday. Just, if you see Guy doing things that start to unnerve you and the people you know, just know that Guy has always been this way, and Guy has made this decision for better or for worse. Let's all see Guy through, and never forget that no matter what changes, Guy will still always and forever be the Guy that you know and love. Lastly, we have a huge lineup of redone decks and the like coming your way. As a team who never wants to stop improving, you might be seeing new videos on old decks, but believe you me, for the most part, only the ruler is essentially the same. Hopefully, this new wave of old favorites will give you all new perspective and ideas to work with. That's all for our update, folks. I'd like to thank you all for your loyalty, and I hope you all look forward to awesome things to come. Until next time.